Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Power Move Monday. Last week I talked about Hidden Figures and some of the power moves that were going on throughout the entire movie. This week I want to talk about another power move, but warning, there is a spoiler alert. In today's power move, I want to talk a little bit about Octavia Butler's character, Dorothy Vaughan. She supervised all of the women in the secretarial pool and in the computer pool. The computers were the women who managed all of the calculations for the NASA scientists by hand because there weren't computers quite yet. Dorothy Vaughan's supervisor in the film was played by Kirsten Dunst. Her name was Mrs. Mitchell. And Vaughan was consistently asking for the supervisor position that remained vacant. Instead, Vaughan was doing the job of the supervisor, her own job, and much more to help advocate for the women in the pool, to keep them up to date, and to make sure that everything was running smoothly. Kirsten Dunst's character refused to consider her for the position. I'm going to talk about the 3 power moves she made in one fell swoop to bring everything together. The 1961 space race was not being won by the Americans, and they had to come up with a strategy to make things happen. So what did they do? They bought the first generation of IBM computers. They took forever to come. They were too big for the space that was planned to house them. And, interesting and ironically enough, the white male engineers had no idea how to install them or use them. Power move number 1. Dorothy Vaughan was what I call a practical visionary. She was a strategist. She could see the big picture. She took herself to the whites-only library, snuck out a book on Fortran, which is a type of computer programming, taught herself how to do it, snuck in and out of the space that housed these ginormous IBM computers, reprogrammed them, made them work, and then, power move number 2, taught all of the women in the secretarial and computer pool how to use them. She did try to convince Mrs. Mitchell one more time to consider her for the supervisor position. When she did that, she quickly learned that the secretarial and computer pool that she was in charge of was going to be disbanded. That was no skin off her back. Why? Because she knew, and she was the only person in NASA at the time who knew how to program and use those new IBM computers. Instead of resisting change, she accepted its inevitability and changed with the time and changed with technology. They needed new employees to now work these machines. And instead of having to go out and hire new employees and teach them from scratch, Dorothy Vaughan had a core of staff members who already knew how to program and use the IBMs. After all, she taught them herself how to use them. Because they changed with the times, they learned the new technology, and were willing to move into something different altogether from what they were originally doing. And that is power move number 3. One of my favorite quotes is, "Without change, there will be no butterflies." I have no idea who said it, but it is one of the most important quotes I have ever heard when it comes to the world of work. Technology changes daily. Humans do not. And if you want to remain employed and relevant, that is one lesson that you must learn and accept quickly. Hashtag Power Move Monday, hashtag Solutions Not Resolutions. You got this.